to this official presentation of the Queen's Award for Voluntary Services that will be handed over later. Before I start, I'd just like to say a few words on behalf of the Residents Association. The award is for the whole committee and the Residents Association for the years. It's not to a person as such, and it's equivalent to apparently an OBE. And I'd also like to remember past members who can remember them, Pat and Penny, who were very vigilant in the early years, and our current members, Jackie, our secretary, Mike and Annette, and ladies who've done the food for us, who help us out on these occasions. And Louise, who can't be with us, who helps us with flyers and other things on the estate. And over the years, and we've been going since, I think, 98, 97, when the original regeneration project started, and they said that they couldn't afford to do this housing estate, and it was then mooted and taken over to the private, and there was lots of negotiations, and that's when the Residents Association started. And from there, over the years, people have helped us, not just residents, but people from Housing Anglia, Maureen, who's here today, Nigel Day, who's also here today, Joe McGill, who's from Council, but I don't think I've seen Joe McGill here. He's helped us with various projects on the estate over those same years. We've had lots of events over the years, fun days, away trips, zoo trips, all sorts of things that we've organised, and a lot of those have been with the help with Blackwater, for those who can remember Blackwater, and Circle Anglia. Pantomime trips as well, we've got to meet the cast for the kids, etc. The football that we do, the fishing that was run at one time, the hard standing that we managed to get the lights on eventually, and we've had fire, flood, not pestilence yet, over those years as well. So it's, over those years we've had a lot, and this particular building has been very helpful in that when we've had those events, this place is a focus for everyone to come to, and they're aware that the housing officer is here on a particular day. And it helps us to stay together. I think without this it would have been very difficult to stay together all those years. It is very difficult to run it from a property, which we used to in the past actually as a neighbourhood watch. So I'd like to introduce our first speaker, which is our local MP, Robert Halfond. If you'd like to say a few words, and then I'll come back after.
Thank you. Well, hello everyone, and what's wonderful is it's a beautiful day outside, as well as being able to celebrate today. Sometimes Harlow has some bad things happen, and we've had bad news. But as John Clement, the leader of the council here, made an incredible speech in the church, the civic service, to actually say, yes, we have our things, but Harlow is a very special place to live and somewhere we should be very proud of. And I actually put his speech on Facebook. I can't promise I'll be doing that about all the things you said, but and so many people have seen it and commented on it, and including people in Saffron and Walden who just thought it was a wonderful speech. And he was absolutely right to say this in the church, that Harlow is an incredible place. It is kind, it is tolerant, it's decent, but it is also a place of community. And you have levels of community and and charity work and neighbourhood associations that you do not have in many other places. And this Berecroft Residents Association is a prime example of that. It's good to have so many VIPs here, like the Lord Lieutenant and the councillors, the chair of the council as well. I'm glad you're here because this is really remarkable what goes on. You run it entirely through volunteers, you run it with the excellent support of Circle Anglia. With this building, we have been through the good times and the bad times. I remember sitting here almost every couple of weeks when we had the fire problem, the roofing, you will remember that well, and other things and good things that have happened and bad. And today is a very special day because it is a recognition of not just a wonderful residents association with incredible people who have give their time and effort to run it, but it's actually a award, in my view, for the whole of Harlow. It shows what Harlow is all about, what we believe in, that we have to support each other, that despite things that go wrong, the work that goes on in communities is incredibly important and helps people in their lives, and gives something to the kids. Look at what you did with the pitch, and it's incredible with very little resources, dare I say. And to have someone like Nigel, was the former PCSO, come all the way, is it Portsmouth or Plymouth you live in? I can't remember. St Austell, sorry, it's west of England. So it's sort of to come all the way here from there, who used to be PCSO. Most people would just say, I'm very sorry I can't come, but it shows not just Nigel's commitment, but he came because he knows how special this place is. So let's keep up the work. Let's give this Residents Association with the Queen's Award another example of the best of Harlow. Just as last week the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge came to see the best of Harlow because of an incredible work that the school does for mental health. So let's celebrate the good things. Let's make sure that more people know about them. And this Queen's Award is so much deserved, many, many times over. And we would just need to tell everybody what you've done. And I look forward to working with you for many years to come.
Speak at this celebration of your receiving the Queen's Award. I know it is well deserved and the result of a lot of hard work from so many people. So congratulations. Since the beginning 18 years ago, when Berecroft was suffering a lot of problems, so much has been achieved. There's always been a residents' association in Berecroft with premises at number 65. But only in 1998, under the chairmanship of Zulka Chima, did it really take off. It started small by organising coach trips to pantomimes, etc. for children, and London shopping trips for adults, but has since expanded into a really vibrant community centre with something for everyone. From football and fishing to a knitting circle. To have raised £40,000 is absolutely amazing. That by using it to refurbish the half standing and install lighting there, you have reduced the antisocial behaviour by 80%, it is even more amazing. So many other groups simply complain that the police, the council, anyone but themselves should do something, but you have really shown what can be achieved. One of the big problems in our present society is loneliness, especially among elderly people, as young folk have to move away to find work. The walking group and the arts and crafts sessions are a major help in encouraging socialising. More than that, the Residents Association has made Berecroft a community where neighbours know each other. When disasters strike, there is a focal point for people affected to go to. When the fire occurred a few years ago, the first people contacted by those affected were the members of the Residents Association. The same thing happened with the flood 2 months ago. Members of the Residents Association were quickly at number 65, giving out hot drinks, food and support. In fact, the first port of call, whatever the problem, is the Residents Association. So thank you all so much for all you have done and for being such an example to other Residents Associations. Keep up the good work and I wish you the best of luck for the future. Thank you.
Thank you.
Again, and I thought, what can I bring to such an occasion? And actually, it's my story. I joined Essex Police in February 2007, and told my colleagues that I was going to work as a community support officer in Harlow. At which point there was a lot of sucking of teeth. I then said, when I got to Harlow, I've actually got staple tie ward. There were further sucking of teeth. But the 7 years I had working with and for this community, in particular this Residents Association and this community of 316 houses, and I see the new build going on there, was the highlight of my career. I thoroughly enjoyed the opportunities that I had. We were able, through partnership with a lot of very willing and capable people, to put on quite a number of different projects, and we've talked about some of them already. The football project, which continues to this day, fishing. And people said to me, oh well, that's, you've really lucked out there, you must love fishing. I had never freshwater fished in my life. But what I worked out was, how else do you get to sit maybe for 2 or 3 hours with young people and talk to them, other than going fishing? And Harlow's got a lot of lakes. So together with Rob Barrett from the Housing Association, we started the project, which continued for quite a number of years, funded by Essex Police. And whole groups of people came through, worked with us. One of the things about this community is the community gets involved in what's going on, rather than standing back and saying, you need to do this, what are the council going to do for us? They get involved. with others that are trying to contribute. Maureen Lodge and I worked together quite closely, and we had some great highlights. I particularly remember some of the tenant resolution times that we had. One of them in this room, which is quite spectacular, but I'll let Maureen tell you about that. And also the work of this association out into the local schools as well, and back again, because that's the key. When you're looking for community, and my thing was a community support officer, I'm fascinated where we can see communities work together, tolerating one another, encouraging one another. The highlight for me, though, I have to say, was in May 2012, when our MP brought the Home Secretary here. Now, working for the police, ultimately, that's my boss. And she came to visit to see the project around the play area, where there was huge collaboration to make that happen. People such as Terry Kirkby from Pitney Bowes, who pulled together the business community to enable it to happen. John Strachan, who purloined from Harlow Council a youth shelter that had become available in Potter Street, wasn't it? And got it relocated over here as part of that complex. Other small businesses came and helped repair some of the damage that had been done by others. But for me, it was the Home Secretary. She actually asked me a direct question. She said, Nigel, can you evidence how the work that has been going on here has influenced this community? And I said, well, Home Secretary, probably the best I can use are statistics. And for me, she memorably said, I like statistics. And I was able to say, since I'd joined the work of this community, we'd managed to see, particularly one, the kind of youth nuisance really reduced. And that was because all sorts of people, generationally and from different occupations and backgrounds, came together to create a real sense of being in a good place. I like Berecroft. I've just been talking to Alex from the Chinese Community Centre, and for me it was always a unique area. The first thing I noticed was there are no through roads. And what this does is it creates, where you get on with your neighbours, an opportunity to really interact, and for young people in particular, to feel safe. And as Harlow is the result of a series of experiments in the 50s and 60s, I always think of this place fondly because where it works well, it works brilliantly. So what can I bring? Well, actually what I am pleased to be able to say into memory is my small part that I played in the success of this community. And in thinking about that, I remembered a quote from a man called Ralph Waldo Emerson, who was a gifted Victorian communicator, and he wrote and gave a definition for success, and this is it. He said, to laugh often and much, to win the respect of intelligent people and the affection of children, to earn the appreciation of honest critics and endure the betrayal of false friends, to appreciate beauty, to find the best in others, to leave the world a bit better, whether by a healthy child, a garden patch, or a redeemed social condition, to know that even one life has breathed easier because you have lived. This is to have succeeded. I'm here because you guys are a success.
There will be food, I can see. Lord,
Well, I better hurry it along then. Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's always a great privilege, great pleasure, and indeed privilege, to be asked by Her Majesty the Queen to make these awards. I won't say she was going to be here herself today, but something came up. That would be going too far. But I am very much here as her representative. And to add my congratulations to those which have already gone before. This really is a very special award, and you have every right to feel very proud of yourself. We've only had this year 4 such awards throughout the entire county, and even that is more than we normally have. So when it is often said that it's equivalent to the OBE and the MBE, it's even more special than that, because there are many more OBEs and MBEs given out than this particular award. It's special in another way too, in that it's given to organisations which are truly volunteer-led and run, not simply organisations where they're paid staff who tell volunteers what to do. But so, as I say, you have every reason to be proud of yourself. I won't say any more except to read out the citation which accompanies the award, which says, Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, and of our other realms and territories, Queen, Defender of the Faith, to Berecroft Residents Association, providing a safe community and engagement with social events for all residents. Greeting. We, being cognizant of the said group's outstanding voluntary work in the community, and being desirous of showing our royal favour, do hereby confer upon it the Queen's Golden Jubilee Award for voluntary service by groups in the community 2016. For such a period as the group continues to provide its current service, and do hereby give permission for the authorised emblem of the said award to be displayed on the group's letterhead and other public material, given at our Court of St James's under our Royal Sign Manual this 2nd day of June 2016 in the 65th year of our reign. And so, as I say, it gives me the greatest possible pleasure to present this award. As has been said, it is literally for every single one of you, not for any particular individual at all. The bad news is, I'm afraid, it doesn't come accompanied by any money whatsoever, and as you will see, has no practical use, except as possibly as a very heavy paperweight. But nevertheless, I'm sure you will display it with pride, as you should do. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.